Minister will do one more animal say a school for bell hamuchemo eduokno edie one more here ya wokope baby edu one more asie sebe ya mentime ho ase nam so a school 41 baby nanso netu aka wato na nanom nsie do no ebeba fo
Abana musini ya oboko Isaac Azunaba echiremu a mofra ya wokosuku wonpotam ho wa mabupen eduokno de wono matumi ayi wonyina ede afrim potam ho a omuguso eye nhye se wono mo aka no enkosi awie de no wonom afa wonyina ede afri ho ni nyina ya kwane a aban no efa so se obobo asukufo titire ene mofra ho ban wa bra mentem ho ase ama no homne so wonpotam eno da nkan ya hwirehwire na curfew eda omanfo no so ho no mo a free anwumre no mienu kosi anopan no nsia de obi enu ha obipie abonten ya asoye no ehwe amanwe ho nsam so ene etifie poye mantem mu mambofuo kuo ewo ho akabo mu a wonom ede abeto abonten eno da nche yamra hwebedwani ye ogina ho de mo manfo wo na Lerigu Gambaga Nuruddin Mohammed Mumuni enso ede atodwa se osani mu animu ya bambo madwumayefo eye nhye na enhwemu ekoso ewa sukufo a nipabonfo bi ebowura wo dormitory kobo wontu ekun wono emu okire se asem yi asem a hadwuni ye pa ya nunti esententem so enifo ye nhwemu na wonom a wo mu edi se adwuma no wode won ba na mra eni wondie
ngo apa ismantam ne mo na osofo na na wo kiremu duenti a eye enhye na ye de ato won so no emu asesa ko 2 pm edikosi na de chiye 6 am no so nsama odi tudwa eni.
There are so many ways of imposing curfew. The fact is that if there are issues that are happening locally and it has not been brought to the attention of the national, it is the local level that will hold a meeting, and then let's say MUSEC level will hold a meeting and report to the regional level, and RESEC will hold a meeting and then advise national as to what will happen. But when things have taken a certain shift, that they have become national in nature, you know that murdering this student in a public institution is not going to be a local one, because immediately it was reported and it was on the network everywhere. And then the counter or reprisals in the northeast, it has become a national matter. So in that case, it is possible that decisions can be taken from national or and then you are informed that given this situation, this is the way they want to go. It mustn't necessarily be that they must wait for you to take actions. It is when it is happening locally that you can take action and inform them. But you know that this one is national in nature. And so for us to say that they should have waited for us to take decision before, that will not be in the right place. Now, if you say it's going to be difficult, really, you know that this area, our farming season is this period, and we have only one farming season. And once we have only one farming season, to do a curfew from 2 o'clock, it means the person will get up from 7 o'clock to go to the farm. If the farm is far, he will reach there maybe about 8 or maybe about 9. So he has some few hours. And then our season is such a way that 3 months' time, it is all over. So when people are talking about it will be difficult for them to obey, it doesn't mean that they want to be lawless.
Yemfri honom na yemransom for fromo na Ghana Maritime Authority mpenimfo na kase ya omupa na won mo de kase wo kwan ya subonto nipa gumunye kuma afabroso enokra nkwada mpo na nka life jacket bi kura bo wo ho ban ya nke bia wo mo be brass kakra wo mo bie ni ho hye life jacket ai ko base nsuo no na ase subonto no ememu a na se nya kra ba kokora wo mo hawa wo de nsemi etudwa.
Ghana Maritime Authority for any area to just say wakasafoni bi enam abe fontintan so a wono mo hu se koduo asesa nipa bebrede na Mvota Lake no so no anya de se wono mo ani agye kra ne titiri no se omamfa na wono mo etisa koduo mu no anya de se wono mo bia ehye life jacket wono mo kira emfa ho ne enkyerkyere a wono mo ede ama omamfa wono mo ebimben saa emiaye no anya de se wono mo edi so a emra no oguso ade wono mo nkwa eto ensane mu we eno de to just say wasa kasafoni a enam abe fontintan so no ama wono mo akai atoyenchema etomanfa wono di pe no ewolora municipality ewo etifia toyman temnemu a enam so ma esuafo bebre eti nananom ensiedo we na Ghana Maritime Authority echra wono achiche life jacket amomanfo a wono ewo di pe briefo cha gombili eni mpotema hodo eka won sane ebe ya omonfa wono etwa voter like bitimi dia bo won ho ban enso yade se yemfita duku ena wono abo we ena wono de to just say be no bitimi abo omanfo ho ban ti no enema pina na wode agua kwamu sane ebe ya atoyenchema esi wodi pe ebi ensan ensibima enua bese 20,000 na esisi emia hodo bitimi edibone no wono eyi ni nyina efiri hono a wono asan ahye won technical team ama wono eko enkuro ahodo mu de nkyerɛkyerɛ ema omanfo efa hu hia se life jacket ya wono achichama wono yi wono behye abrebia wono ebekakotena ensuo yi eso a wɔkyerɛ enkuro bi te se buipe kwame kurum mepe ene batode nkyerɛkyerɛ akoso ama omanfo sanso director general de Ghana Maritime Authority Dr. Kamaldeen Ali enso ene no manfo abo apro akomia ahodo bi te se akosombo dambai katekrachi yeji ena fe tamale ne omanfo edinsa woso sanso authority no ede wono vessel ahodo bi ekwakosi voter lake so sane beya omanfo a wono etwa ensuo ya wonni enhyehyeye so no obeyi wono nyina efiri na wontwen amato yenkyem nsi ansana wono etu anamo we ena wono de adesire to omanfo wono ewo miaye nyina enimu se adaruma enhyehyeye wono de akwa mu no wontwe na wondi so emfama wono sane beya obitimi aboa ade abo wankasa wonkwa ho eban na wontwe amato yenkyem nsi ansana panyifo aba wono emwa
Yanto Premtobre Kasee no eso sebeye brekum ebeje won mudin dada na frɛ won Golden City no ombesa nyan biemu nti no ene won mo ede afutu kokobo na ma de hye wo ho nyina sa hunidie ohwe ne fa ne ntoma pa emfra
Brekum Municipal Assembly ene Brekum Traditional Council aka won tuma bomu a wono mo de clean up exercise bi ahyehye so a we wono mo de etete ngatesa hodro wo mpotemu emusane ebe ya ahonodi hunsem ebegyana na so ena menso nti ema wono mo etutu shops ahodo nyina emusane ebe ya obiara bitimi de ne ho ahyedwumadi enim
oka ye nuanom omoton kokko no ye nu omo akasa bebre ye nu adwadifo akasa ye nuanom a ye stores wo kwan ho ye nu omo akasa oba wo se enua na ye de atototo gatters ni ya sha se ye pejapejani ni nyina e ba se sa ne ma no gu gatter no so a obi ye boiler wo fie sebi ma no hye obi timi janu na wo fie no de abehye gatter ya se wo hwe se ye pejapejani nyina mi wogide se brekuman ye tie ho asi se ye bedi sa adwuma we no ye nyina ye beto ye ho ase na ye adwuma no e ma brekum aye krabehwe ye ne sei no e wo ho a ye nya no okurom ye beti asi ye nkuro nketuanum na de cleanliness no so aden akoho mefa akwanya so na ma da brekuman ase motimani a ene wa hu so bia da ubona boy no ye adwuma
Oba hema wo Brekum traditional area na akusia ameya hene otoso miensa enso edikokobo ekomamanfo nyina se obi a yebechew se wotutum regu basabasa bia no nananom ene wo bedi se ne beye esuade enso ama foforo
ye das nyisi aba me pesa mo ba no mo sho na mo de beto fam wa wo ba no sho de beto fam no bechi wa be no be court na se ba fo anfa be fa wo mra me na se ba do premier na ade krotia wo mpesa kulo no mo bete no wo be ka mama ye den atie die enti na me the dustbin maku tan
Aban nyuma hodo afiase ya won mo ma ye nkyeremu anase won mo kyerɛ yen onyuma no sɛdeɛ won mo ya akwadura ban eba so no na sɛdeɛ tie no ebi mo di kan ne aban lawyer pani na edru ne so mekyerɛ attorney general na edru ne so enti no yɛbɛkɔ ɛhɔnom no ma yɛmmɔnwura yɛnsɛm foforo mu ansa na yakɔhɔ na Ghana Maritime Authority mpanifo ene kasei se ene wo muguso a wo mo ye won madwuma den yebehwe nsuo na kyese enuanom ne ade asisim wo mo yi ni nyina nso ade afiri mu yenkotie mra
Ghana Maritime Authority for any area to just say wakasafoni bi enam abe fontintan so a wono mo hu se koduo asesa nipa bebrede na voter lake no so no anya de se wono mo ani agye ho kra ne titiri no se o manfa na wono mo etisa koduo mu no anya de se wono mo bia ehye life jacket wono mo kira emfa ho ne enchirchire a wono mo ede ama manfa wono mo ebimben sa emiaye no anya de se wono mo edi so a emra no oguso ade wono mo nkwa eto ensane mu we eno de to just say wasa kasafoni a enam abe fontintan so no ama wono mo kai atoyenchema etoma fa wono mudi
era se yento akase no eso na nsama yedi kan de bramo fa Ghana Maritime Authority mpanimfo hawo mo se ne enipa dodo ogu subonto ntise mu obi anhye life jacket no hadwen na Deputy Director General de Ghana Maritime Authority ye Mubarak Masaudu o ahoma no so pania no awie wote yenka ye mo akwaba
ya binu ya mejo so
ya da se papa video yi mahunu bi me ye sure se monso mahu bi uhu ye na no ede na eba wo mu de na ba wadwen mu
ya humete se o hwe de Ghana Maritime ye bo efa bambo ne aban taxpayers money sika ye de atoto ni amaso senebeya you better protect your life and property. And that's still some of the citizens in need, some of the safety measures are they be a bomb do
Enti we no mahu baby crop ade achi nei anamo be no motu dia fa ho.
Oh, you video lo yantia na your structure they say you were offices ne satellite post BB debris voter link no along the voter link na your video no no we made follow-ups na based on the follow-up they say according to both operator no or see nipa bi na fa no ketikrache about 35 people say omuko eye willy copy na odo nko eye no omo point no na both to be any ho na na equally say about 80 people 35 for the coin all ban so 80 na 80 no will be an life jacket and this is against your safety measures for people going along the voter league. So far this is what has happened. So only acronym so you taking steps to say that now you continue say you be intensify your educational campaign your effort bambo the voter league environment no
we mean twa no de na mo rem kakra so say be bia no ma provide life jacket na 30 na ekono anya bia no mo she life jacket ni bia na 50 abeka ho mo nhye bie at least ensan ke bi mu kura hye bi say or the 30 na ko no omo banaye 80 a nti 30 na omo ko no so sa na net o
no exactly get here say as Ghana Maritime Authority as part of your corporate social responsibility say enye you must say na better life jackets no ama passengers are more ferries and also canoes but as part of your corporate social responsibility no na we no say okay report be by say upper west region school kwalabi twansu black voter ma be 6 issue one yeti sa no yekoho yekodonity life jacket intensify educational programs we do that but the extent say in PNP both operators no and as a canoe operators no what the life jacket now more crown they don't like to use it
samo nti no yenyina wonwa nti e be ne day because say hwe amfie na nsi form ti say we ya ye hu ni say nka ba na nka bia de ye party an say na ko gina court na bibi because yan take action na wa say ya na eja wo na omokosa because any pay nyame enfan kwachiri sanko omu wu nka by this time no story say koso enti say sia na wasa asotwe bi koso say sia ya afi na investigate ya chi nipa no video and evidence papa
definitely say we can kai no yebusua any local authorities na aiding kita mo punitive measures are yedibema onua kro no but mesa reiterate say Young passengers are a fakanusi. Ebiano, you're making sure, say, first, say, Uber Fubutua, operator na, or no, or operator boot, no. Does he have life jackets for you? What is the safety of boot or from? And sana waffle. I think that when we prevent it from happening, it's better than say, you know. Now, okay, say, oh, many people cross yes, it's good, a better deterrent, but now you
some
important life.
Sorry, some cut but over no or source of transportation and when now what for now could you know how come for your back and I think that's still no. Said there more buanka cranka crano, any assembly no. I was at least a crowd winning says, ya quite a fast way and shoe. I was say by now, you have so one time no my year. Since you bet Chayama, BBS near to committee near you say. So I didn't be a dread any dear one. I won't say ya pang cry, Tino crackrano, young way now consider bay, the Benny young say. Solution and I say like BBC.
As in the office, Director General Dr. Kamal Dean. Or call safety campaign tour, or call or life jacket. We are taking swift action. For instance, your vessel via a friend MV Matricle Collie. You deploy vessel no from Tema, Edia Ko Pandu Toko Edia Sinsu, so some vessel no a befa Ghana Navy for. Maritime Authority for now patrols all the time. It will so to enforce these kinds of safety measures. Aside that, and so share operations in Mukena. We are deploying additional Ghana Maritime staff at critical locations along the water lake. Senobaya enforcement and improve. Aside that, also, in partnership with, like you rightly said, with the local authorities and also able to me up for more safety jackets. Now, we don't lose lives again on this very important means of transport. Emma, your motor.
That's it. Na mo konso na mo akaya ba abefa adom. Na ye de akire na nyina ye twa na obi anso hu bi madaroma. Na wie de ye na se ne mfa unsi ya ye nimse nkomo no doso. Ebrese ye besa ba ho ne abeji nchiremu ne education ahodo ye da se papa. Enti Mubarak Masaudu, Deputy Director General Ghana Maritime Authority. Na ye te no enka no Premtobre Kasee na oguso hwe na ye monwura mampani atena ye make say enkontabuo wo ho a ekoso wo aban enyuma meche ministries no ne ade e na make say aban lawyer penny temuafo penny ye Ministry of aban Attorney General na wono edu no so obu akonta ade a che ye nkwohwemra.
So if council comes out to say that they were constructed or purchased prior to his being appointed, then he should bring the countervailing evidence. All right. Edubohin was appointed in 2007 as a staff of the National, this Signals Bureau. All right. It was in 2017 that he became the director of the bureau. Okay. So is he saying that from, before 2007, he bought those properties, or before 2017 that he bought those properties? Okay, so I'm not going to rehash our arguments, here to the media. Now, the question of delay. You see, if you go back to 2017, okay, by this time, how many people were convicted by the NPP? How many cases were filed by the NPP? In fact, trials hadn't started in any case. Because, remind you, okay, as a senior member of the NDC legal team, I was almost invariably involved in most of the cases that were brought. Or I used to, sometimes if I'm not counsel, I will attend court with, the Honorable Felix, Fosukwachi and co. All right. So by this time, in 2017, had they convicted anybody? They are the ones who are leading this narrative that there is a delay in oral just to give us, a sense of desperation and, make us look bad. Okay? But come to think of it, I have given you an update where we have started trial. Look, when we file our charges. Within 2 weeks, we file our witness statements and supporting documents. That is a record. In the Atuforcing case, it took 6 months to file witness statements. You can go back and check. 6 months to file just witness statements. We file within 2 weeks. Okay? That should tell you how hard we are working and how diligent we are with our investigations. That is why I told Ghanaians that I will never go to court, okay, and file charges against anybody to persecute the person without evidence. I will never do that. And so there is no delay whatsoever. We are going at a very supersonic speed as far as oral is concerned. Now, also remember that, okay, conviction depends, on the judge, on the court. If I send the matter to court, I cannot be the one determining when the person is convicted. And so it will be, if I were laid back, allowing for long adjournments, not being serious with the cases and so on, then you can accuse me of delay. However, if I'm doing everything possible to ensure that there's speed and efficiency in the prosecution, okay, how can you blame me that there is delay in the execution of oral? Then also, my sister asked about remand. It is true, all right? And when you speak about this issue, to me, it is like carrying coal to Newcastle. The reason is because in my previous life, I ran the Center for Public Interest Law. That is separate. In fact, I established the Center for Public Interest Law years ago. And I did studies. You can go on the internet and Google studies on remand, the long periods of remand, in Ghana. And you are right. It's not usually the white-collar criminals who do that. It's the proverbial goat thief, the cassava thief, and so on and so forth. All right? They are the ones, sometimes it's because they don't have money to hire lawyers. And the legal aid system is under-resourced, understaffed, and sometimes they don't even know that they are entitled to legal aid. Okay, so sometimes when we did our study, you get to Accra Central Police Station, and somebody has been in remand, a police remand for 6 months. That is unacceptable. Okay, so the reset will include reset in the reform of the prison system. Okay, the UNODC, the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, all right, is working with us, on what we call the Mandela rules. Okay, that will include shortening and the period in which people stay on remand. Now, on your question on dual citizenship, if I understood it, basically it was to the effect that the fact that somebody has gotten the citizenship.
Nti sansem we yenkase ahodo bo no yede de ebeka kire bia no ebebro ma yento so na yenkonsam foforo mu na die hard Daddy Lumba fan club members ni bi omuntumi kra wonebra womkokopie Daddy Lumba ebeto dwa so na wotwe wie yentem wakanchi na guo ni fie ye wo East Legon na se woni se o ka kire yenko ne ehwemra.
Mr. President
for ebi and ja Daddy Lumba ede eja wonum ene fia obefe no ene nneema bi a na ode kai no wabra wote ase a kire Adom Kasee ye nyina ekoso wabra wonum eji twi ekopie mu e Daddy Lumba ni fie ya e East Legon enkra ha ya wonum e kire se besi na kra no wonum nyini da se Daddy Lumba otwe na ni dia hwedan fe so masa ye krado se emwa biara Daddy Lumba busuafo hia se ne be ya na yie ene ne sie ebekoso jojo no omo be ye e de aboa no se ne be ya busua ebeja ne kwan yi
e papa de ye dim se won ka ba bi the four Premtobre Kasee we say there won't mean cover na area Time yet in a Labia, that Lumba, Yabona would over 20. In say one of them. And put Sabi Bisacra hard and some of Wakano. And that's what he has. He didn't say what he has. Now, what did not end up here and cover their home. I said, I have boy, Papa, at Yassi, Yan, Yakabum, Die Hard, or how record of kind said. Because of Die Hard 20, so you and the corner or okay. He said, Nempus, I was Wakabia, Mimi, Papa, or okay, because Ghana would be celebrating.
Yes, Susa Sena, Ebeba. Because a boy pusa obi anim said ye wo obi baby asia okra no ba ye hu se brewe no ba nanso obekọ a obi anim nti ye nsusu ye ni nso de abeni ye be ne den papa ko enso owo legacy ewo na chiri nti ye kuo ni de ye botai me ensan ye de call na ni ma oje ye tumu ye we are protecting the brand name that the Lumba, projecting it and sustaining the Lumba legacy nini na bi ya ye we na se okono legacy no na aka ya hye ne boss owo mu nkwa mu ye ne no aye nya na chidi
Sebeye na awomu nsembeko yie akoboko wo Kenya Sene ne mpotemunti no eku a wode Kenya Se Concerned Youth Association ne omude niema ahodo bi akọ maternity home a wo Kenya Se number 2
Sebe na ma ekwa wo so wono betumi awafa wo ho afa wo mba enti eni ekubia ye frɛ won se Kenya Se Concerned Youth Association afatu won ho so a wono mo ede enema hodo bi akwakodom maternity home a ewo Kenya Se number 2 no wa afomantem no mo sane ebe ya ebebo mapomode adwumayefo etumi ede adwuma na aboa kasamafo de ma ekoi Francis Amponsabodu ene Adom Kasee ma na boni twetwe nkomo no de nsem sei ene tudwa
nkonya a ebia omu 3 to kabuma ye dumienu bio ye de ensu a obi yare e de simiso ye de panie ye de plaster ana ye de gloves afi ye de cotton ene first aid niema e be hia se ebebo amanipa se ekoba se obi bewo ana so obi plan ye de ne ba e betumi aboa ama ono so so na yare hwemu no ka ho ntochema bio yawani suade hunu bebrebe a esi ya nse concern you na se ne yesi start pu ya ya niji asu enyi ni se obi de bibi fufo baba be boma ebe mo ya ni suade hunu no atiako
midwife wo Esther Maternity Home Rebecca Kudumu ono gina ayosabia na nemu eje saa enema yi enso de asada PCA ekoma wono mu a wo kire se enema wo de ababedum wono mu ya de se ne bo de mpa ne senti wono be hwe so yi se ne be ya obi biara benya so emfaso
enema na omode abane de ebeboa ye pa ye dwumagie mu ha saa nema ni nyina ya ade a ye hia ye de ye adwuma eye yie ye kokoso ye to na boode nti se nyame akamakoma na mode abre ya ye da mo ase na ye so ye behwe se enema no ye behwe so yie ni akra ne yie ne de aye adwuma
Adom Kasee na oguso shani ye nkomra de ohodo so ye ba ye beto so Yentwa Kasee no so ne mu akwa Bamradom TV Kasee so na ene wiase nyina da ye yesi ho bodero afa hepatitis B ehu na ne senti abeto dwa se Techiman Holy Family Hospital ade se yare no ekọ animunti adesre na ode ma amanfo se mehu ni suro bi emobi also oba ne ya check se bi wo so a ehu hyehye wo ho a ebetumi abo nkwa ho bai
specifically for Bono East because of the cosmopolitan nature of this region and the geographic location of the region. You have a lot of people coming around. There's a big market where a lot of people interact. So we have quite a number of hepatitis B. And we are looking at anything in the range of from 4 all the way to like 10%. Yeah, so that is quite a concerning figure. One of the very feared complications that can arise from hepatitis B is the fact that you can have what we call cirrhosis of the liver, which is an irreversible damage to the liver, parenchyma itself. And even more fearful is the fact that you can develop a cancer, and the mortality following liver cancer is really high. In fact, if nothing is done, you have close to 6 weeks to live in its very advanced form.
Now, wasan komo we mo no yenya eye Accra Metropolitan Health Service Directorate in Pennyfor Waha Matilda Jama ya woye nutrition officer and afei Franklin Mauko Belly or ye senior health promotion officer e waha ye no mba bedi nkomo mema wakwa be ye da se papa na ye ka hepatitis no a ye den a ye tese ye won types ahodo men call Franklin ho.
Oh, hepatitis in the dose baby. A, B, C, a dose.
Akodu Z nyina no.
A dose. And so the higher Ghana happen a B and a C. Na ni nyina infection of the liver. Liver na ye brebo. Infection be a kaya brebo a it make us hepatitis.
Wow. Na kwa be na faso ba matoda.
Okay. So no kind it me infection. Afi bi wo ho ye didie mu se we di bibia be virus and infection ni bi wo ma it me ba. Afi lifestyle say be ye di fatty foods bebre. Bi wo ho no mo nsan bebre, di preserve like processed foods no. They be ka say trans fats wo mo no. So anya me nyina to me high liver no. Am ye to me nya hepatitis C.
I see. Ti kwa be na faso yenya.
Hepatitis B no particular no and not itiminya wonam yen hospital workers say ebia wo ye bibi na apreke we twa sa moja no nipa no obi na onya obetimi enya afi ni nche na C no so eno so was similar one.
Okay.
Bawku so e ka ho ne say homosexuals especially almost timi enya one of the risk factors no so eno no.
To why pa na at risk matoda.
Okay. So no kind no can say homosexuals. Afi immediate me can say obi a wonye vaccinated. Ne vaccine wo honti wa wo mo wo ho ban no obetumi enya. Afi so like say na ya obi a ne mu odu pan be ka say obesity. Obi so ha ne busua mu no bia hereditary factors e bi enya bi woni pasa no wan hwe wo hu yi a utumi nya sa hepatitis.
Okay. Enti na ye mofra na ese mi wo bi na mekwo akora no obenya bia na
akora no betimi enya bi.
Sa.
Enti na amukoko wo hwe mo ye nsi book na ye ye omo sa test no. Nti ehu se e wo maame ne ho a sa maame no ye be ka kire wo wo akola no pe ye be wo akola no pa ne ansa na wa ma no nofo.
Okay.
E na wo akola no so wie o hwe Ghana ye EPI expanded program on immunization pa ne ye won kola ni nyina na omo do stage bi ye wo omo ha bi no ye friend no penta
ewo mu emse ba ye nchesa but ni nyina mu no boaye nti say no ye nhwe your vaccine wo ho a se bi ni meso a metimi abom ho ban
mpa twan vaccine wo bi no so
empanifo nyina
mpa twan a obetimi awa sisi ya wo na mutimi ra hospital bi a ye wo vaccination a obetimi awa ho bi pa
ye wo no ba ko pa na ye wo ne like bi ha vaccine bi a wo ne 3 times
schedule nti we say it's around 3 times then after 5 years no wa be what dey friend booster and what dey born ho ban
booster so ho na e free
ensheda anye free sa nkwala ndie ndie free company for ne die ne ensheda anye free ba ni born ensheda anye dey
sa
patchwan
okay
but sometimes it me programs na dey ma organizations it me fa ho ka e ma ne free
okay na ye kan yetimi cure no na ye manage
hepatitis B no die you can control it you be treat amawa untimi infect you bi na so C no yetimi cure but test no hepatitis B vaccination answer na ye be ma vaccination na so ko na ya test you se wo a ye be treat you se wo libia na ya ma vaccination
enye so e bi wunnim na wo ko se me ko this ya check e bi ni mu dia na ya bo ho ban nti ene day no ankasa no Accra Metro day na mo ye
ene day no ye ya ba Adom TV ye nuanu bi so akọ Adam media stations ne so ena okọ ye hospitals ye clinic Way center on Bema talk wo ho appeal for clinic on Bema talk wo ho OPD outpatient department be a sha for no on Bema talk wo ho weekend you be sorry then you mo kasa na ya social media flyers be even ya Accra Metro cry wo channel a ye the information to upe bi ya sha se fiti Friday ye de to enne na ye dana nkasa nti ye ni obi adi the person amanfo nyema ne se obi ambomodin se onhu mi o wo obi ambomodin se onim se owo bia na so onibi onibia abo panen abo ho ba nti ne team no for 2025 we say let's break it down
and one no ye betimi nso break it this unim o de misumi ne medie ebi wo mu a yakobo ya share me say edro ho se bia mi wo bia edro ho a ye nom
edro
ebo ye hu ban
edro ho
see no so edro ho
see ne edro ho na see na me ka yetimi kio kra
see ni kwa ye kio na bi ne de be manage
be treat am
because mate say man bi nyima as omukunu mo say like omoja wo mo ne ade nti che say ayo mo adwendwen
eno se onyima open for way book ne be check o emu say wo ha bi no nje bi wo ban ba ko check no wo ba fe ye hu ni pa kra o de man yonko be man de mo ba na so ba enu no de more or less no relationship issue o mo betimi ayede o ko hu doctor ono betina no we chiche mo akire ki o wo ho ye be ni say
ba say me wo bia metimi ne me partner na tena sa na make because egu aware
treatment wo ho
cause o see wanya bi de che say on fi no kra
treatment wo ho ye be siro prevention no na hia ye pa
no kra ye betimi the herbs aka ho na
herbs asem yi die ye be siro so bia sesia na ye bo hu de room ye nkanko herbs side but Ghana Health Service most of your facilities say no more doctors are training you for traditional medicine into ukwa now the wasama kotu eno na beboa wa ombe catch but say any the prevention is better than
cure. Matilda and Franklin na Ghana Accra Metro omu free by ya ni abedi nkomo afa hepatitis ehun no bi ni na ha dwen see no omu hu pe ye boa wa kio ntimesro Bora Hospital bia no ko check Odi mu nkoso anyina ho ma me na menya adom trotro praise so so siedu akopie mu ewo dade Lumba fie ho America say osofo ohwe creative art eso akohon mo ne no edi nkomoyi
Adom trotro na etwegumu live efri eye Charles Kojo Ofosu dade Lumba omanfo dodo na eta friend no eye high life legend ni fi ewo East Legon osofo a ono na hwe tourism ehun sem so Jifa Gomashi ene nimpenifuo Rexoma ono nso ewo eye tourism ni mamu Daddy Bosco Bessa Simons musica womo ewa ha Dina Hopesin penifuo awodwe abaha aba bechia ebusua no na yene ni bedin yene omo bedin komo na yebisom ensem bako mienu na yahwese womo ko hu abusua yi kasamafo Dade Lumba kwabena ajiman adodo na tafe na Roman father ana abra osoafo yi ebepie mu ewa ha no wodi omonim edi omo ekochia ebusua no enti boy homoden ne ne osoafo ma tourism Jifa Gomashi edi nkomo osoafo yehu se wone umpenifo abaha bechi ebusua no na yebeka se wuti se Dade Lumba atwana nanom wonse do no sen na wo genify
yo first of all chamunyina on say life is lived through experiences that you go through yourself and what others go through. I've buried my mother, I've buried my husband, I'm about to bury my father. Timothy asan miyem shimi ankasa. Miyem shimi ma Iranu because she's young and Yamam Remun Sono. I'm from the Volta region. Yeah, tia samna ube kufiho akoshe se yampa ansa na ube kasa obedwema waka anansa na ode mu obi a na de amano nti na me wo Cape Coast ye Panafest na me tia asem no tia no anadwo me ba ya na me se he anope e wosa me fa hansa na mako adwuma na mpaso nya me tie ni wo wiem ne nyankrofo ka no ese ewo musa na ayame because ya me fan medwuma mu side so a ne dwuma oye no ehye me ministry na se na say UNESCO has listed Kete which the accounts called Kente on their list of heritage. Na yaye videos a yebeye yesro mo so mo ngi high life so no mo register as a world heritage. Yaye we a ye twensen ka mo my approval a no mo de to so a yebeye big high life festival as part of the Black Star experience. Na ebe has High Life Festival na papa we wo ho a yentimi nye without him. Timiti asem no it shook me. It shook me a little bit. But to be born is to die. May we learn to number our days and live loving one another because we don't know what tomorrow brings.
All right. Mo on shishe bi e wo maso ye ho e de ma High Life Legendi.
The Creative Arts Agency executive director no wa mame ntie se omo ne musicians no omo de bibia to ho omo beye I think on Tuesday is it me ba hwa na my sister date no nti but the omo person mo ye bibi kakra vigil omo friend vigil information ade bra me no say omo person mo ye vigil nti ye be hwe vigil nanim but most importantly the family has asked for privacy, which I totally understand. I've walked this path. And you be more respect, say, my approval ni bibia. Then the Creative Arts Agency no more penny or down no any musicians no omo de betuja na ifefefe. Ne be say motenso a mo meso ye mu na intimi nye manenye fe. He's such an icon, and if you read His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama's post on his passing, now Timu say, "Weye, dua kese bia emuni etu ana emuni." Nti nyamekafa nia so far industry na amamati so mpese ye no no.
Your ministry, we've heard that you are planning or the government like it's agreement with state power. Is this something that better confidence?
I don't know about that.
All right, also for our no tourism home so Jifa Gomashi and menene edin komo efa enchia wone nimpenifoɔ aba dade Lumba fie aba bɛkyia ebusua no ana wakyerɛkyerɛ ne nsɛm no me nso na mede mate wɔ trɔtrɔm sɛ trɔtrɔ no ma mate ne agye so sɛ awe
yɛnkɔmra na yɛbɛto so.
Good afternoon. I was here. I saw my sister Fiamma Kwatamakro graduates and graduates. My so mu ade afini ho na me etwa so. E say die chese okukuye tiri ho ana pa bae na wadware wa dwonso wada. Eh, we say die afini ewu ofie hakasa. Obebo pane kura na asa. Boy. Ochina maka wasema cho na odwane wa hyeda maka. Na mamisha sem fan feed Black Stars of Ghana catch and player yen striker Nyaki Williams June last year no ware here na nei wo ma ba announce one ne ge one ne yire e say omo be wo nti no o dem hotamu o mo tese wa batum nti obeka kire say we aka na ne yira wo nti ne yira anyem nti wa ya de nti wa na ga ware no na ga ko en o TV no ko hwenanim just say wanyemu a what they be kire say kwan bia so they expecting their first baby. What they meshe Black Stars who you know na o tutu ampa ho. Say o bodima inside. Oh, next call up the oba be bogu me jodi. Nyaki die bond you nimba ka Black Stars goes na atiko. Who say ne honey o shepa ba hanum no goes na atiko. But say ya what me know I busy bogum. Say ya what me bogum ya. Wo ya sure aware say ne ba ba ne die. On person ne ba ba na ne body bizan said, "Daddy, how many goals have you scored for Ghana?" Was it 2? Say, "Daddy, the whole match 2. No one you." They say, "Well, na ba no bisa ko san say o." Che, say so ni ko la ni jare run from. What ni jare a? Biology questions we bisa no. Who say na be chechiri mu. Afo bisa ba kwa say aben, adizio na ben. Untimi so nka. Aben we jare. Well, now, young Black Queens of Ghana, they are the women of the moment. Woman now call G a third place yaba. I'm for say any do Ghana Mako tournament ya Mako and I'm Moko man to third yamoniaji. Nang and fear him ye I intimate group stage crowd. And at me at me third year. President Keto Kreku many penny team name the oh. The president could share money ye do on your ball, small breast at home, national anthem nearborn, and make our nation great and strong, both to be defend forever. There cause all freedom of our pride, and our heart with true humility, make a share experience, honesty, and help us reach truly is offended. And well, I mean, and mine forevermore. na moto ye na ra ya asasini ye abodi ma nyina aka ho ene so mo bom nsam no di o mako hia ma no o ene na airport e de pa ne ade anya ize kura na ye kan sa no Ghana supporters so ba bia enwapam gende ba bia mo hobi na ne o mo di hye mo se be hijama na aden enti abrofo no mo sie fi airport o ba no o mo se ye hijama o mo nte de ye koso ase ti bro, what is happening? What is happening? So the Black Queens have won bronze. Okay. Ti a je airport o nyina bo so mama sound kakra me ntia de. Mama sound. Domine Black Queens for I no oh airport for am obi ahwe omo kura mane plane kura tu agya no he omo akwajo mani airport wanga zanti omo ba fie be di akira hwe how se nyese omo akwajo ba minister omo sika be kama me abedan ka bia de omo anya bia pa cho omo de bon na omo so ye pensere omo fan kotwe wani mbronya enche na aba na ehu ana ya mrs ofia so say the graduates and graduates see e be hiska ere ade so na bibia tima koyem so me do besi ene joda me nche me je mfa mrs afia kwata makro the graduates na watu aso
ya to Premtobre Kasee no so medi afia amankwa tamaklo na make kasa mpanifo a da Ghana Education Service ano se womo edisika senior high school omamu nyina wono a ebetro WASSCE no won practicals hu sika no womo de ama aban na ni so ade hunu se woje e kan bi efiri awofo ho a wahyasie
Empenyifo a wonomo eda Ghana Education Service ano eni dia babeto dwa se wonomo eja sika bi mu ama se enko senior high and afi technical schools awodo mu se ne ebe ya wonomo wasi practicals a wonomo babe hyase na obetumi ede afa ho kanyina e wo nkrata wode beto monte no wo krea saa sika wonomo eyi eba behwese practical bia ewo 2025 wasi mu no school ahodo yi betumi ede etua ama wonomo emofra na wasande atodwa se wo sika wonomo eyi ede ama school ahodo yi eba hwese afi wasi ensohwe no bibiara bekoso to tense ne be ya suku mofra ya wonomo ebetwere ensohwe nso betumi anya wonomo asundwe ede esuade na watwere ensohwe ne etwa na wonomo nso etwe ya ebesan aboa ayi adeso bia afri wonomo awofo so we na wode kokobo ekwama regional district enafi suku mpanyifo nyina se sika wonomo ede abre wonomo no wonomo hwese botayenti a wode sika no ebae no wode ebedi saa adwuma no na ememu no wonfa nkonkoye bibiara enye nti na wonomo de bae na se ensohwe no ekwawe ya wonomo nyina ba bebu akonta akire dia wonomo de sika no eye potin na we ena wo kire se Ghana Education Service because what nani edi sanyo yi echi ahwese suku bia edi emraso se ne se na afenso no efata wonomo de asada PSC ekoma stakeholders wonomo adisia bia ne nyina se ene wonyina atimi aboa ama wodru empempeso a wonomo edu ya wasan edi tininkwansem ekoma suafo nyina wonomo be hye wonso hwe ase
Mampani abedi achire Professor Nana Jane Opoku Adjumana de to abibimaya kendifo nyina nimu se won hihye mu no womankra na mabunu no ede eni won kan se be ya won da chen ebewieye
Ghana mampani abedi achire Professor Nana Jane Opoku Adjumana ene dia to abibiman mu akandifo nyina enemu se wonomo ema emebunu kanko ho nsam enya wonomo pa wa bra wori sika twitwidie ehye emiaya hodo betimi aboma mabunu yiso enya edwuma ya wonfo ho enkohye ne mabone mu.
When we come to our continent, one huge advantage is with our youth. We need to invest in them, and we need to have human-centered, youth-centered policies. And this is what this government, that I'm proud to be part of, is trying to do. When we say that the youth is our future, we need to mean it, and it must reflect in everything we do. And that, as I said, is what we are trying to do. We ought to live like other people also live. Find our levels of confidence, see ourselves in the future, and not to be afraid. That is also important. And that goes beyond money. It goes beyond being ourselves and also making our contributions to the world like everybody else does.
Eno echi no oswafo no hwa kwansa na mamre nsem so ablagifa go machine so dinsem sei eno tudwa
Panafest and Emancipation Day, they remind us of the tragic rupture of the transatlantic slave trade, the suffering endured, and the legacy of resilience and creativity our ancestors passed on. They urge us to honor the memory of those whose voices were silenced and give new voice to the dream of Pan-African solidarity. At the heart of this year's celebration is a call for reparative justice. We must not remember, we must act. Reparative justice demands a reckoning of history, but also a restructuring of the future. It speaks to the need for moral, economic, and cultural redress, a renewal of systems that have long profited from.
Yankwa ni jidie mo ensem ewo mu se ni jidie ensem de na nso de ba ne nya nijie make say jontuni kese high life bo man Ghana mu a yenya no enfrim dad Lumba efrim na no memenda na se wani so ka che se de Ghana e kai no eni
Momine mayenge die vedia Otimaba wonjene se my farm rosa nyensia hey otimika nei ufami nyumni mumu rosiesa na makramu biana wa mumibio
Memene dai twemu July bosome ne dan etoso aduonu nsia afimpenu aduonu enum ne emu no amanepo ebetu odwa na ichiremu ese Charles Kojofosu ya ne padodro na enem no se that Lumba wakanchini agu na mretia wa yadea oyade yenti ene free sada ne nyina besisa abre no bebia befa bia na Ghana de hyebo awobo won mo enyomo enamano no suni nte no wo kire dia woko Apple Music Ghana that Lumba ne nyom makramo eno ene number 1 enya no nko a Africa Fast Zone so beba ma ne chiremu ese woni album sedwasa miensa weje mu no emu aduonu abaako enso so ebo ne homoden pa ewo Apple Music Ghana top album chart emu enso hono mo a ne jondu ba akonso so eka top songs chart eho we nyina de say that Lumba obo ne homoden pa yi
amenya no so na memfa kase no nsia seda ya wode a womre no wadaje a wode ma ye da team no so ase media fia amankwa tamaklo kumankra the fire for fire etwaso